45 minutes left in the trading session. Welcome back to the close. Here we go. Look at how things stand. 0.5% for the S&P and the Dow, or thereabout. The NASDAQ about 0.25% in positive territory. The key, crude oil having a nice day. It's been a little bit of a negative week for energy markets, so a bit of a bounce back here. A mixed session so far for cryptos. All about Robinhood today, guys. Let's get into the last hour.
It is all about Robinhood. Although, look, it's a crazy trade. We'll get into it for sure. But on the move right now, XBIO, this was a late mover, showing the 15-minute chart because you got to go back a few days when there was a double top put in here, 460, then 475. You can probably guess I'm already short, and there it is. Top wick, could be top wick. I mean, look, it just broke that 75. I was short in that 60 range. As it looks like maybe a bit of a fail break. And when it's a fail break, I like to try to get back in here. If the bid doesn't carry above that 75, I'm going to jump right back into that short because that is too good of a level to completely ignore, guys. So I'll take a couple of cracks at it here, but just wanted to quickly point out that 475 level. Breached once. New high is now 480, so I'm now short off of that one. I'll probably only take 2 cracks at this. If it does break here, we'll give up the ghost on XBIO. But Robinhood was pretty crazy there, Sean. And I know it's still pretty active, but what a wild open that was for Robinhood.
Yeah, no, Rob, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the fastest 45 minutes and the best 45 minutes on YouTube. I think, if our first show was 45 minutes, maybe there'd be some competition. But Robinhood, nah, never heard of it. Never heard of that one before, besides making 40 trades on it already today. You can see it was a really fun open there. We do have a video if you want to find that on YouTube. Maybe Valeria can throw the link down there. And it's actually as Robinhood was opening, we sat here, we waited for it, and it actually came at a decent time, about 12:30, 12:25, 12:22, something like that. Opens up Robinhood, and then here we go. So just like we said, or just like I said, we were asked about it in that video. Take that opening print. We did exactly that. $38. So it came out as promised there at 3.8. So $38 coming to market here. And so we take that long and then just rip. We don't get nothing out. Rips all the way up here. 39. Well, actually, we took a little bit out there because it did break 38 to begin with. So it opens 38, comes back into 38. We get some like 37. 60s, 70s, some of that. So we take out a little bit, and then it just rips upside. Bang, 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 bang. All the way out. 39's first out. 39.50. Best out 39.55. It did tick as high here as 40.25 or so. That's going to be the day high there on Hood. So you could have had that if you were patient and had, not even patient, if you had an order out, you could have got that, or you saw it retrace back down. Then all of a sudden, this is really where I started to make a little bit of money. Well, that's a good money for sure. We held that little bit there, breaks down, we get out. Then all of a sudden, it hammers through. We take a short through 36.50, then we get short 36, and then it's like ding, 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 all the way to the downside. And now we've just been playing around with it a little bit here. And we do have a nice little short on board right here that you can see 36.17. That's 36.70 averaged into there on VWAP. We took a little piece out. I think Robinhood falls the rest of the day. We're going to be wrong at 37. I'm going to try to hold the short as long as we can. Right now, 20 cents in the money, but Robinhood, definitely a fun stock today. Give it to him, Brendan.
Yeah, seems to have found a bit of a level there. Let's talk about Nikola, guys, and founder Trevor Milton, who was freed already on, 100 million in bail. So Nikola not having a nice day today, down 11% now. Just noticed coming back to session lows, guys, for Nikola.
If you got it, you got it.
I was going to say, see, that's why I don't really mess with the law because, 100 million. Can't get out of jail with that kind of cash, right, guys? So, but Trevor Milton made something in the B's, I believe, on that. So on that IPO and things like that. Although it was not an IPO, it was a SPAC there with Nikola. But just quickly here, Nikola, we did trade that today. We were long early off that. I just thought that came all the way down. And it was sort of old news, which it was. But since then, Nikola's just continued to pummel itself. We went long at 13.20, out there on a 12, on a 13 break. And then since then, it's just tick, 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 tick to the downside, which actually right now we're getting pretty close to hitting that bottom wick right there. So why not a short right now, 12.60 now that I see this. I'm going to go short, 12.59 here on Nikola. Play it back to this 12.75 area. So 12.59, Nikola short, new position.
That's a weak one. I'll come right back over to XBIO. So we get out at the high of the day. It looked like a failed break. Jam right back in. We get like 68 as an average price. I'm like, here we go, right down to 450. Uh-oh, there was an iceberg. Well, there was a buyer at 450. Stopped out again at the high. Maybe it's a failed break this time. We took 2 whacks at it. We were able to get a little bit out for a winning trade, but it's going to be a loser overall. I am sitting in one from the morning. You guys may still remember this, NAOV. Yeah, I got a bid down in the teens. That was a pretty big reversal. We actually started long with NAOV this morning with a 250 break and a nice little dip buy. Then it turned into a bit of a short trade where I said, hey, it's going to be a tight stop short. I'm only going to give it to this 265. If that breaks, I want to be shorting off the highs of the day. That worked out. Then we got another one off the absolute top. When we left the show this morning, we talked about that 290 being a bit fugazi, and then it would probably fail at 3. So we take that last short here at 85, get out when 90 breaks, and then say when it fails at 3, jump right back into that bad boy to the short side. Still hanging on to it from 94. I mean, at some point, we have 40 minutes left. We got to be flat at the end of the day. At some point, we'll probably just have to take it out in the 20s or 30s where it happens to lie here. I don't have yet anything that I absolutely love about Robinhood. I've only shorted it off of the 38 level. The issue price, same thing as Sean with the long trade. And then I had the short that, look, it obviously doesn't age well when you basically take a breakdown and then just get out in the first dollar, because I'm like, yeah, put a nice little quick dollar in a couple of seconds. And then it goes all the way to 33. But the second time through, it was a failed break at 38. Like, it got back up to that issue price, gave a failed break, then gave you that short off of the second test. And then you get the nice rollover into VWAP. So that's that setup that we love. You look, IPO doesn't really make a difference. As long as you have a price you can apply it to, this sense the issue price is an obvious one to do. That's what we've done. If it pops from here, look at this high, like about 36.85 to 37. That could be a similar rollover. Although, we kind of noted in our video, which you guys should all check out, but I don't know if we said this. Both underwriters have the ability, as JPM and I forget the other one, have the ability to take 5.5 million more shares. So if you see a gigantic bid or iceberg step up, for $500,000 or $1 million here or there, maybe it's the underwriters want to do some window dressing. I think that'd be more likely near the close or at a key price level. Maybe if it's trying to hold low of the day, or maybe they get it back above 38. Maybe that would be the kind of thing. But look out for that in the next couple of days or weeks if we're still trading below that 38.
Yeah, so we're going to wait for that Nicola short. And I think you guys, I was just reading the chat, following along with you guys. I think you're right, man. Like that 100 million, although it's only going to be a certain amount, you're right. Bail bondsman, I don't have experience with this, unfortunately. Fortunately, I guess. But you can only put up 10% of that, right? But I think maybe you should donate instead of putting it up. Donate somewhere to everyone that lost on Nicola because of some of the fraud there. But how do you do that? Like class action, maybe? Okay, NEO today. Dirty little stock early, and we've watched this. I didn't think it was early though. I mean, early the tank down, and then we take out that 43 that we liked. And again, why did we like that 43? It was the high, and then anyways, I can go back and show it to you on a 20-minute chart as well. But regardless, we take that 43. It was the high in the pre-market, and then it just kept ticking down. We took it in, and then we averaged out there at 42.50. So that's about a 50-cent hit. And then look what we did. We went back long again, 42.50, after letting it drop all the way. Should have obviously got out there. And then look at this. Bang, out there a little bit, and then we hold for a nice one. 70 cents on that last little bit. So there's NEO for a little target for that spot there, out. I was saying this in the chat, like I cannot believe this move here on AMD. Although it's come back in for sure. We actually exited at 105.50. We got out and I actually tweeted, or was it 104.50? It was one of those prices. I tweeted out, I took out 10 more percent there, and now we're holding. So I've taken out 25% of this trade as right now Robinhood starting to print a little bit of, and I'll show you that in a minute as it's starting to go down. But we nailed this dead to rights, and we talked about this yesterday. So we will do the Barry Horowitz, if you guys know what that is. We'll pat ourselves on the back there, Barry Horowitz style, WWE, look it up. One of the best jobbers of all time, Barry Horowitz. Okay, 99.50.
Norman Smiley.
Norman Smiley went over to WCW and actually
He's a great jobber. Legitimate
I love
jobber.
Norman Smiley. If you guys know Norman Smiley and what he's famous for, put in the chat and I will show you guys out as well. Okay, so anyways, we were long 99.50. Now, pat myself on the back, not for this trade because it was good, positive trade, no doubt. But we did talk about them getting price target upgrades yesterday. This was my swing call of the day yesterday. In this exact show, rewind it, watch the topics. We talked about that here. I said $97. You're going to see it above 100 tomorrow. That's exactly what happened. Bang! Right up there, right up to 105 and change. So a nice little trade there for AMD. And this is what I'm talking about here with our friend, or maybe not, Robinhood, now making bottoms. This is the short that we have on. All these purples are shorts. So now we'll see where we go. Just tick 35.30. We're now in the money $1 on this remaining bit. So we're making it back and seeking some revenge on you, Mr. Robinhood.
That's right. Either they don't know, don't show, or don't care about the Robinhood shareholders who are now out of the money about $2.70. Anyways, it is what it is, man. Look, I want to talk about Pinterest because I have to here, but first I want to say, Richard, it was a question there. I already answered in the chat, but it's a good one. When I look at halt levels, I know Pins hasn't halted. When we look at halt levels, I usually find them valid for support and resistance basically that day and occasionally the next day. They matter in the moment when everyone's looking at the chart sometimes, but after that, they're not that big of a deal, guys. You tend to look at real support and resistance. They are liquidity events too, so I get it that it matters, but not for a very long period of time. Pinterest reports after the bell, and I'm already kicking myself because when Snapchat moved to the downside off their earnings, I was like, Pinterest is probably a good time to take some profit off if it's been a runner for you, and didn't do that. This is Pinterest, and look, first you had yesterday at the close, maybe somebody was into something. Then you had today at the open, it's like, well, maybe somebody really has an idea what's going to happen with these numbers. And then you had this wipeout bottom, which looks like a bloody flash crash down to 70 even, which did recover. So, I mean, you've had it all to the downside here. And if it takes out this 72.35, this higher low it's putting in, I'll probably try to scalp a short. I won't do that up until 350, or sort of after 350, because you could have an imbalance on Pinterest. But yeah, that's a crazy movement down for a name that's reporting after market when you already had Snapchat get beaten up. I mean, if Facebook, for crying out loud, is going to initially trade down on their numbers, and Snapchat goes down on theirs, like Pinterest, I mean, clearly they're betting that the reaction is going to be in. So maybe it's put in a bottom at 70. I'm kind of hoping out here. But for the day trade, 72.35, breakdown short for me. I'll keep that in there for the next 20 minutes or so. Brendo?
Robinhood, guys, was not the only IPO to come to market today. There was a little biotech Nuvalent, NUVL, I know, right? This is a great example as to why we only pay attention to IPOs that are over a certain amount as far as market value, because that's Nuvalent. Yes, it's up 8%, but has done absolutely nothing so far today. Just right now, in fact, crossing 1 million shares, guys.
Yeah, but all that said, like, look, I'm not going to pretend like I'm prepared. I actually know what these guys do or much about the company, but that's a good-looking IPO, man. Open up right there, like 18. Check with the issue price. I'm assuming it's maybe $17. So we'll have to double check on that. And then you have a good range. Obviously, a fantastic job pricing it because it's hanging out slightly in the money and not a lot of big dumps out there in terms of falling off of a cliff. So good for the underwriters, and good for me to get out of XBIO and not get too stubborn with this. I mean, here it goes right back into the upside, so I can't claim top wick anymore because it has gone to 490. This would have been top wick if it had closed. And look at that, like right after, and this is the thing, like you kind of are onto something a little bit if in your strategy when you're wrong. Sometimes you make that top wick and then it absolutely flushes. It kind of tells me that whole idea we had the first time of the failed break and then jump back in, it was just not the right timing or the right price, right? Like it really needed to flush some more people out because that second time through really did work. But it is what it is. I'll be down on the stock. $5 could be a bit of a level. XBIO, 100% going to be on the radar for me tomorrow morning. I still think it's got time to put in another harsh reversal, but I'll wait to see what's lingering at that $5 level.
Okay, and yes, so it is the big wiggle. So Art King, you win today, Art King, for that Norman Smiley reference. But Thomas Brady, come on, man. I got family. I got mouths to feed right there. You can't have all the earnings today. But you will get a shout out, and there it is at Art King for the big wiggle. Thank you so much for that one. That is Norman Smiley. What he's famous for, yeah, he is. Okay, so Palantir reports, thank you, Ms. V, for this one. Oh, shoot, I just lost
13th.
August 13th, yeah. So, and again, the reason why I'm bringing this up is people are saying, watch out for Palantir. I agree, man. Love Palantir, one of my favorite names to hold, and I do hold it. But this is what happened last earnings. So this was where I got in, actually, 1830 or something, the very next day, or that same day when it busted back up. Right near here, yeah, this price. So, yeah, 1830. It got washed, man, like crazy. Palantir flushed down to 1650 last earnings report, okay? So very, very important to understand that because, the move after that, something happened here. It is 1650, and then it closed the day up at $20. So it moved from 16 to 20 same day. Okay, so I don't know. This is the biggest green candle, like besides all this craziness. This earnings day was a monster. So I do wait for that August 13th day here for Palantir to see where we're going to get more money into it on. Hey, look, you want to flush back down here. your boy's going to be waiting. I mean, we just raised capital with AMD. We have a few other names on board that we want to do the same thing with. I may sell out of some Facebook, but I don't think so. I want to buy more Facebook. Anyways, needless to say, Palantir earnings on board. So get ready for that in a couple weeks, 2 weeks to be exact. Robinhood, again, oh no. Oh, that's the daily. Okay, good. Thought the charts weren't working. There's a nice cash, guys. So all the way back down to 35.35. You see the price, 36.44. That's a dollar winner. So we'll fire off some hot dogs as we hold the short here on Hood. Still going down. I think maybe we could retest the bottom and wait to see where the imbalances come out. I mean, the bottom would be great. I don't have any more bids out, so hell yeah, we'll take the bottom if it comes. But we're going to wait for Hood to come through here. Again, just holding that. Our out's going to be 37 in case we're wrong. So if that rips upside, that's my out, 37 on Hood. So we're looking for that trade. Other than that, I mean, that's about it for me right now. It's been a big day. Lending Club up that 51% as well. Alibaba, nice little move backside again today. It was at that 201 mark. We did buy shares again on this name a couple days ago, or was it yesterday at 183? And then today it struggled early getting this moved up to 201. And this is the struggle I'm talking about, all the way down, got flushed like crazy. And it's done a nice job battling back, but I don't like the price action. Shouldn't be heading down into the close. Look at the NASDAQ. Maybe we go red maybe here on the NASDAQ, so be very, very careful of that one.
Yeah, definitely be careful. I don't know, you know what, Lending Club. I just got into Lending Club, oddly enough. Maybe saw in the position. I have no idea. It's crazy. Like, it's the second I got into it, I'm like, yeah, Sean's like, Lending Club up 50%. Yes, it's up 50%. It's kind of weird that on this chart like this, like I know I basically have two short positions. Well, the one I just put on here and the one from the morning. It's like, why didn't I go long the second time when that short failed here? I don't have, and again, I said this to Brent, like, why am I not long Tesla? Someone asked me that this morning in the chat. Maybe it wasn't Brent. And I was like, I don't have a good reason. Like, I probably should have at some point found my way into a long, but you can't complain if you're having a good day. Now, I basically shorted this one in the morning off of that high of the day. Like, once I missed this roll over the 931, I was saying, forget about it, not shorting anything till it tests the high. It's since broke, but fortunately enough, well, I mean, I guess fortunately enough for the setup anyways, we did put in this, like, secondary breakout here at 24.75, then held 24.75, then broke down, and now we're holding that same price area. I'll use the 25 even as a bit of an out. Also, the simple fact that we have 25 minutes till the close here, so risk about like 30 pennies. If it gets back down towards this low here, that's 1-to-1, and then VWAP, of course, gives you a little bit more runway to the downside. It's had a few big flushes in the afternoon, so the idea that some people could take some profit on Lending Club makes sense to me, but I'm not giving this to the high of the day. That'd be a little bit too rich.
Yeah, I mean, right now I am looking to sort of exit some of our positions here, but watching Hoods, people asking, we trade with Day Trade the World, it's a prop firm. We need to be flat, and we have tier 1 brokers with these shorts, so we do have shortable shares. Today we did have to pay for them. They're about 5 cents a share or so. I don't know what they are now, but that was pre-open for the IPO. So that's why Neil and I do have the ability to go short. It's the leverage with Day Trade the World. So if you're looking to find a broker that might have it short and you're able to sign up with us, it's daytradetheworld.com. That's what we use, and that's why all these purple ticks are shorts. And I understand that that's an advantage that we have due to our, our broker relationship, right? And so we do have the ability to do that, and that's why. So good movement here for Hood on the downside. Just wanted to let everyone know that that's why we're able to go short. And it's just a process that we have, and I know we have a lot of people watching that are already part of the Day Trade the World family. So in that situation, you know what we're talking about. Uber, nice bottom here, 43.50, was made in the pre-market. We put that on our sticky note right here. We talked about that in the pre-market, that we liked that short, but it never came through, so we don't have to worry about it. And then it went straight to the upside, but still down that 3%. Remember, SoftBank looking to sell, or not looking, I think they are dumping their shares on Uber. So 45.20, a nice high there. The reason why I like that bottom wick, or that short through 43.50, if you look at the 20 period right here, that's today. Actually, it must have been the daily chart. Let's pull this over. Yeah, there it is right there. So that's 42.50, that very bottom. But it was just looking to see, like, it's right here, 43.80, there it is right there. 43.37, basically, that bottom. Just thought coming in today, if we ever broke that, and then that SoftBank, stuff is true, I assume it's true, you're gonna see a big movement to the downside here, right? So watch out for that play coming now on Uber. Did Nicola just break? Because I didn't get the shares. Damn it, it looks like Nicola broke. I'll throw to Brendan, and then we'll discuss why I missed that trade.
I just saw this one, guys. Pain Reform, PRFX, just popping up, big volume spike here, you can see at day high, so just checking on that, but this is one that can, every once in a while, just pop up for no reason, then come right back. So heads up on PRFX.
So we always do a trade of the day at the end of the day. Sean's got DD. We both were looking at DD this morning, but you can't talk about Uber and SoftBank without talking about DD because one of the reasons that they were selling was allegedly to cover some of the losses from DD. I don't know. Someone tweeted at me was like, yeah, but also to double down and get more shares of DD. All I know about this stock is this got, and look, when we talk about pumps and then dumps, whatever, this got pumped in the pre-market and then fell off an absolute cliff at 1165. Then started to look a little bit bullish. Now, when it rolled over, look, we like to show winners. I like to show what is an obvious missed opportunity and about as obvious as it gets. When this spiked to the downside at 930, I was only able to short the pop in here. So I kind of let it sell down, make a lower high in here, this cluster, and get a 1025 short. When it made a hard bottom at 910, and then look at this move to the upside, consolidate, break. Where does it turn around on an absolute dime? Same area from the pre-market, right? So this is why we always tell you guys, like, whether it's your sticky note, whether it's your iPad, whether it's our free watch list, do not get away from the. I'm putting this out because this was a missed opportunity for me. Don't get away from these symbols. Like, these prices are going to possibly come back into play for you. Like, that is a gift horse, right? So don't look that one in the mouth. Make the trade. Like, get that rollover here at like 1020 or so. Take it in. You don't have to still be holding it. Like, take it into VWAP. It worked before. You have a decent set risk level. You can probably give it back up to like a 30 or 35, which is a really tight stop for a trade like that. But a nice little winner there. Now, I mean, if DD wants to take out, I'll point to here. This 965, 970, if it were to flush through that, which it doesn't seem like it has enough time and it's not doing enough volume or momentum to do that, that would be a nice breakdown trade. But up 10% and consolidating here, I'm not sure it has the juice to make that break, but what could is the one I am short, LC. And I remember I got a tighter stop here. I'm not giving it to this 24.85, going to give it that extra room to the 25 even. If it were to spike up, break this little recent high here, this 85, get to 25, not break my stop, and then come back down, it might be a place where I would take a few more shares and then just adjust my stop for a larger share size and maybe put a couple of shares in here to take 25, 30 cents in that little tight range. With only 20 minutes left to go, I would not move my stop, but I might take a few more shares to take advantage of the range that we're in. And because we have to be flat, I can have all the target in the world for NAOV. If it doesn't want to go any further, then this might be it. Like I said, I might have to take this one out in the 30s, but this was multiple shorts for me, some successful. I did have a couple of losing trades to the short side, but it's one of the best stocks I had this morning because of the long break and then the reversal. And it's all about that same setup. Like, you'll see over and over again some of the same setups here. Failed break through the high, get back in when it can't take out the next level at 3 even. That's what we did. And here comes the test on LC at 25.
Yeah, exactly. And look what's happening right now to Hood. It's getting Hood ratted right now, all the way down to the downside right here, down to 35 and change, just like we said, man. We're waiting for that break. So I don't even have any bids. Let's see how low we can go here on Hood and see if that goes all the way down to the bottom here. A quick little look on Nikola. I mean, man, were we right on that one. We'll hit the hot dogs. We were 100% right on this play, but unfortunately, it's SSR, and Neil reminded me of that. And what that means is it's down more than 10%. So when it breaks a key level, you can't simply just hit the bid. You know, like even right now, I can't say, oh, I want to go short 50. Won't let you go short 50, man. Our system will reprice that to 51 because it's SSR. It's down that 10%, so you can only get short off the offer. So believe me, I was offering 59, 58, 57. 50. I was crossing down, like any opportunity for me to get short, I was trying to get all over this. So yeah, well, you know, unable to, but a good call. And I hope that some of you at least took that out if it was available to you at that 59, which it was, because if you were long, you could have sold out of that position at any time, but you can't get short into SSR. So just to let you know, I love that break. It was right here, 59s. Now you're seeing it go to the downside. We called that trade, but just wondering why I'm not in it. That's why I'm not in it. Just not available to us in order to make that trade. So I don't have it. So I guess we could just cancel everything there, cancel all of our offers. As I see, I still have some out there. So that's that trade. And Nikola, we'll see where it goes from here. But if it breaks 50, you're still not going to be able to get short, but I do like it. You know, I may just bid out ahead of 35, one spot, and hold half for that hero bottom in case we get break through 34 again. So let's put a bid out here, pay ourselves a little bit on this short, and then see what happens after this.
Yeah, I did the poo-poo there for LC. Look, it's going to stop me out there. So we're going to take a hit on that trade. So not going to work out. It was a better short earlier in the morning, but it's such a strong upward trend. Got to watch out for this one because it did put an interesting high here at least a couple of times around 25.75. Nothing really stands out about that level. You know, we've already made a breakout. And again, you got to be careful hunting for these because this is on a legitimate break and a very good looking chart here. But once it broke out through 23, it's been a pretty solid and continuous upward trend. There were some flushes. I kind of wish I had been in this one a little bit earlier to catch one of these types of moves to the downside. We did try it the second time through. Definitely Lending Club will be on the radar for tomorrow's trade action. But this 35 level on Robinhood, I keep saying hood, but like it's Robinhood, man. If we break this, the only thing to the downside that you have to work off of is the current low, right? So there's no targets on this thing. When we come in tomorrow, I'll be looking at 33.50, 38, and then probably this consolidation, this like 35.75 area. And that's basically, I guess things could change in the next 20 minutes, but that's basically going to be it. Rinse and repeat. The high, I don't even know how much I care about that 40 high. I'm not sure it even has any chance to get to 40, so I shouldn't write it off, and I just don't think it's going to get there, but you might want to write that one down. 33.50. I'm still looking for that monster bid to show up and try to defend this thing for a scalp trade, because every now and then on an IPO, you do see the underwriters literally step up on the bid and just give you the idea that they're going to defend that price.
Hood right now to the downside, nothing but love now. Hood, we'll see how far you go down. Give it to us, Brendan. What up, Brendan?
A little one. NTech, guys, we talked about this one this morning, halted a couple of times, just had a big volume spike go off there through 14. So we've come down a couple of times through 14, 52% on the day for NTech.
I remember you, NTech. Why not add those to the list every chance you get? If Hood comes down, I see anything sitting on the bid at that in front of that low, and it's got to be a big one, then I'm going to get involved in it. But if you're in the short, either in the short like Sean is, or forget about it. The only good thing about NTech when you've already come back down like this, and it's again double top and it makes that reversal, is can you hold up? And this is a halt price, and maybe that's why someone was asking, do you care about halt levels the next day? This would only matter, this 1350, because it happened to hold here in the not in the aftermarket, in the afternoon. So I kind of look back to like 25 and 50, and if it still holds up, okay, then you had a halt and then a reopen bottom. That's the exact same price, and then maybe you have a liquidity level there that you can take advantage of. Now, just keep in mind what NTech has done in the last few sessions. It is whipsaw action, but you're well above all of these other spikes, and this is now day 2 or 3. So 1350, that's a good level for NTech. I'll be looking at that one tomorrow. No guarantee the volume is going to carry through, but you want to have an idea just so you're not sort of like jumping all over the place with these stocks. Like you have an idea what the key prices are, where it was trading before. A little bit less work for you to do in the morning when you go over some of that either now or for me on the train home or whatever you happen to do after you wind down. I did have to get out of NAOV, so as good as it was, it just couldn't continue the move. It broke back to the upside, breaking this level here, so it didn't even get the bottom. Had to get the last year out at 246, about a 50-cent winner on NAOV. Still looking for that Pinterest to make a move. Remember, they report after market, and things not looking the absolute best, but there's still 4 or 5 minutes for it to break that 72.35, so it could still get that short.
Okay, just watching Hood here and really looking for more. Actually, let's look at Facebook quickly here, just to have a quick look at what's happening with this. We did like this, yeah. So. Not doing anything. Like I liked this early. We made a couple good Facebook trades. Bang, bang, bang. Is it still negative? Yeah. So we're still negative on this name, but good out there on 361 or so. And Austin, I don't know if you're here, but I know you're trading this as well. Not done much today. I want to get longer on Facebook. It's been such a great run. We did love this name into earnings, and I'm going to say that we were right. It doesn't matter. I mean like I keep saying in basketball, ball don't lie, stock price don't lie either, right? So whether or not you like the quarter or not, I think the quarter was fantastic, but in typical Facebook manner, they did guide very, very conservatively. And Google the word metaverse, and you'll hear Zuckerberg, anyways, it's a new thing for him. Okay, let's just move forward. I think that Facebook has a great opportunity here moving forward, and honestly, this is a play that I think if you're not in, you can even buy right here and be fine with it. So that is that. AMD starting to go back. Someone mentioned about 103, 103 being a good bottom there, and I think you're 100% right. Forget about it. Look at VWAP here. If you don't add VWAP to your trade or to your chart, hopefully your package will give you that. But that's a bounce off VWAP a couple times as we zoom in. I mean, how perfect is this? We don't even breach it. I mean, maybe we did there 30 cents or 10 cents there off 80. Yeah, down. Yeah, 10 cents. Bounce off a couple times, held that level. So 102.75 if you're long anything on AMD, maybe worth a little move here with 15 minutes left in the day. AMD bounces off that 102.75. could be a spot. What is this, 104? So a 104 break also looking good, but we're kind of caught in the middle. Not a super attractive name for me right now at these levels, but we'll look at it if it gets back to 102.75. That's AMD, and then there goes Robinhood, man. We'll do a big wink on this, and I can't. You know, it's a good trade, but the problem is that I know a lot of you don't have the ability to go short on this. So that's why I'm not really talking about it or like, you know, claiming great success on it, because I know a lot of you can't do it. But hey, when you do have the ability to do something and you do it and you do it well, here goes Robinhood straight down to the downside, a $2 winner on the short, guys.
The other thing too is, like, I always try to say this, is like when you, price action is price action, right? Like if you can only go long, you can still learn something from how a short is navigated. Why does someone get into a short? Like where is their out? Where are their targets? All of that can help you in terms of, if you're holding a long position, where your out's going to be. Where there going to be sellers that jump in when you try to take profit? Is it a heavy shorted level? Well, maybe it's not a bad idea to get in some. Or those stops for shorts that are obvious, that's momentum for it to continue to make the next leg to the upside. So lots that you can learn, even if you can't go to the short side of a trade. I got Moxie up here, and I don't know if you guys answered the question, because I asked the chat. Someone was saying Moxie with a big flush, and my question was that ridiculous size seller still there at 18? Because I don't see anything on my level 2 all the way, because it's down at 17 bucks. Remember, Moxie was the one that had these gigantic orders all over the place. I see a bid here for 90,000 shares, almost 100,000 shares, but the last time I went with the size on the bid instead of the offer, it didn't work out too well. Size on the offer was free money, that's for sure, but I'm not trusting the size on the bid as much as before, unless you're hitting it when it goes through and maybe catching a bit of a short position. Just to keep in mind of how good this was. Yeah, Moxie, every single time the seller would step up, you could just scalp the living you-know-what out of it, and then even short the pops. And then this is what happened when the bid eventually broke, guys. And it was a huge missed opportunity for me, so I'll always jump back over to this stock if it's got size on the level 2. Brendo.
Another one pushing back 2-day lows here. ANVS now 60% on the day. Just actually testing lows as we speak. Negative news out this morning on this one, but getting back into some serious levels here for this one, guys.
All right, ANVS, we will look. Hood making moves back through 35, so we may not get that 34 even level that we kind of looked at right here. I mean, the very bottom, 33.50. We came pretty damn close, guys, to that, 34.65. Thanks, Monkey Shiner, for cheering us on this trade. You know, always a respect for you guys out there, as I know trading is not something that is easy. And I mean, that was sort of what stemmed this show, right? And what's got us to create what we have right now, and that was that we always get questions here with Day Trade the World on trading and how to trade and how to teach and how to train, and that was just really where my roots were. So thank you for that, and we will continue to explain everything we can possibly to you. I'm gonna get out of this one 35.50, man. I play the 50s, you guys know that, so we're gonna get out 35.50 if it does break up. Maybe not, I don't know. I just want to put a little bit of money in the pocket here at the end of the day, so we'll see if we can do that. But that's gonna be 35.50 if it does break. WFC making nice highs. Oh, Ford. Ford is a name we could look at quickly here. Good trade today. We were able to get out, and it was a pretty successful one. Right here, bang, to the upside. I mean, in here, reload down at 50. And again, talk about trading off 50 levels. In there, out there, in there again, bang it to the upside. Then we take this long 38, bang, 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 bang. And then a couple of just back and forths here, not much happening, but Ford long, in, bang, in again, bang, and then just nothing right there. So we haven't touched Ford yet, but 14.30, I want to try to remember that for tomorrow on Ford, guys. Maybe if we break through 14.50, we could have something. A quick check back on Nikola. What the heck?
Oh, come on.
Money.
Oh,
money,
man.
Money.
Damn, SSR. Holy. Remember the price, guys? $12.59. We tried to hammer this short, and at that point we realized, womp womp, it's SSR. We couldn't do it. Look what happened now, guys. 12.10 on Nikola. Wowzers, guys. So a big move to the downside on NKLA. I hope some of you were able to short that.
I gotta say this, by the way, when it's SSR, that doesn't mean you don't try to get the short, because
Right.
like there could be, like when the level breaks, there could be a crazy like uptick. Like they can happen. You gotta try to get it. Like I'd say there's a decent percentage of the time on a liquid stock when Sean gets that fill. But if you sit there and say it's SSR, I'm not gonna bother, you make 0% of the shots that you don't take, right? You've heard that one before. I got into Pinterest, but I have to have a tight stop because it is 350 already, and I kind of didn't want to have this one in the last 10 minutes of the session, so my stop is literally 25 pennies up, and then see if it can't take this to the downside, 272. They report after market, as maybe we're about to find out. Brendan?
Yeah, it's been a busy day, obviously, with so many earnings reports. There's more to come, guys. Aftermarket tonight And before the open tomorrow, still some interesting ones.
Yeah, there's not too many names there, is there? What about micro? What about MicroStrategy? Gilead's sort of been left. We don't even talk about that anymore. They were part of the initial race there for the vaccine. So I think there's something maybe on Gilead at some point. A shout out to Handmaid's Tale as well for the Gilead reference there. Amazon, Twilio, AbbVie, all names I like, guys.
Yeah, 100%. And look, of course, though, you're going to look in the middle of the board there. I mean, Procter & Gamble, I love the stock, but it's not usually going to be terribly active. Good defensive name, by the way, guys. And then I did see one on there that we didn't talk about in the morning. We forgot about First Solar. So that could be at least an interesting play. Tends to be a bit of a volatile stock. So keep that one on the list. You know it's going to be all about what has already been moving here, guys. So some of your Chinese names, Chinese education names. Of course, DD is going to be in play. Uber, I think, is probably going to be in play as well. I think Pinterest is going to stand out just because of how much it's flushed today. Clearly, there's going to be some volatility in this name tomorrow. And if you don't think Robinhood's going to be a mover, then you haven't been watching today. And look, sometimes you have an idea that's okay, and I don't know what my idea thing is, but can I even do this? Or sometimes you land on a grenade. I would say that, yeah, I don't know. I jumped on the grenade for no good reason here. Got stopped out at 25 on that short in LC. And sometimes it is that failed break and then get back in. Now, I didn't like it for that because of the trend it had put in, and it was more of a really orderly move to the upside instead of a parabolic one. But it still comes right back into VWAP. It looks like there's definitely a bit of relief of the strength that it's had all session long on LC. So you got to carry that. Oh, I'm going to carry that notion into tomorrow potentially, especially back through these levels here. Like this was the previous top where we shorted in front of the pre-market high. And then if we kind of base out and hold this level, that could be the baseline for tomorrow's action at 24. And that's still up 50% on the session. You got to do better than 10 cents, Pinterest. I thought that would fall off a cliff going into the close. Got to be flat at the end of the day, and we're running out of time. I don't see any huge imbalances except for that EDU popped up there, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, we could check. Did you just show the imbalances? Normally we do that. CNM, yeah, EDU, TLT, Apple right there for a little bit of a sell. We could check out what that's doing on the 1 minute chart here. Yeah, not really affecting it at all. Softy. So some of the big NASDAQ names creating this little bit of a move down here on the NASDAQ. So hey, if you are trading the NASDAQ, you may want to check out some of these imbalances every single day. But DraftKings, Donkey Kong. Oh man, I didn't get out of this position. I was talking about wanting to get some out of DraftKings and didn't. Oh, I forgot about that yesterday. So much stuff happening. Enbridge, everything's on here. But anyways, regardless, open maybe. Let's see what Open Door's doing under the downside now. Nothing. It's a bid, that's why. But still not doing much. So yeah, not much on the imbalance locator at all. And then, there's Hood. So we get out of Hood, but that's okay. We're not caught with our pants down. We did go long. We went long initially. Then we just played the short. These last 3 ticks are all shorts. And when all these outs are below the shorts, that means it's a good one. Obviously, it's fading off a little bit here. Actually, you know what? I didn't even see it on the imbalance locator here. Hood, no. So if it's on here, it's definitely less than this. And I don't see it all the way down as I keep scrolling. So Robinhood not on the imbalance locator today. So really a moot point. We'll see what happens at 35, but I'm not going to trade it now with only 7 minutes to go, guys.
It's like I should just believe you, but I actually expected there to be a little bit of something on Robinhood. That's interesting that there's no imbalance. Oh yeah, that's a couple hundred. I see it on the NASDAQ. Because I have NASDAQ. It's 236,000, which is basically nothing there. Look, I've tightened my stop again, and I had to take some shares out. So it looks like all I'm going to get is that 11 pennies so far on Pinterest. Not that big of a rollover. I mean, the level breaking is fine, and clearly no one's actually stepping up to buy it en masse to get it back to the upside. But not a heck of a lot happening. There was a monster. And again, sometimes liquidity events happen, and you get a gradual move to the downside for 2 days in a row, and at some point, I guess the bid just broke. It did recover immediately, but Pinterest reports after the bell. And my guess is that somebody wanted to get out of their shares in an absolute hurry to take risk off. So that's what happened here in Pinterest, down 5%. Going to watch that one for sure going into the close. And do not forget, the trade of the day will actually be on DD. Sean is going to give it to you. That closes right near this $10 level. Come on, low, so everybody can see it. Thank you very much. That closes right near this $10 level. It's a pretty solid reversal because that was flushing all morning. So DD putting in a bit of a bottom here and ends up holding out this 970 area and then right back at VWAP. So a lot of these, I guess, beaten up names, the Chinese companies that have been hit by the regulators have been rebounding, and it feels like the rebound isn't necessarily over. Now, DD's not closing anywhere near the highs, but it felt like it was going to be a red day. If you were sitting here in the morning show, I'm a little bit surprised that this held up as well as it did, so we'll have to check in on DD if it can break that 10 level tomorrow.
Big thank you to Edward L. I just want to give a shout out. Anybody that gives a super chat, I'll give you a shout out. Thank you, Edward. I believe that's true. We spend a lot of time and effort on all of this. So sad because I can't get a shout out from my boy. Who wants a shout out? What up, Luis there? What's up, my man? Mr. Valencia's in the building. So you want a shout out? I'm going to give it to you right there. So there you go. There's a shout out. Would prefer if your name was in green, though, for the $5 a month to support the show. But that's okay. We're just playing around. No problem, guys. Thank you for all the love and the support on the show. And just thank you to everybody that's part of our chat. I mean, me and Neil sit here and talk endlessly, but really some of the best ideas are given. I want to thank Daryl and a lot of you regulars, Pro Day Trader, Monkey Shiner. A lot of you guys are always on the chat, and we love that you support us, and we're going to support you guys as well. We're continuing to come back with more and more fire every single day. So thank you one more time to everybody that supports the show and gives a big shout out to the chat, because without the chat, there would be less ideas, and that's what we're all about. So there goes Robinhood.
So speaking of that and Robinhood, I see a couple of good ones here, and oh my God, I'm just going to miss the name. Like basically saying that it's only institutions buying Robinhood today, and what if Reddit were to get on back of on the other side of that trade? Well, maybe check out the video that was posted a little bit earlier about the thoughts that we had about Robinhood. Look, we're not saying that it's only the institutions, but the truth of the matter is, and I'm only saying this, and every time I bring up like big size coming in and the underwriters like stepping up at some point, it's because I believe that's what actually will cause moves to the upside. And I will never forget, and I know anybody that traded this, anybody that traded Facebook on its IPO will absolutely never forget when you have the underwriters defending a level and deciding it's not going to break below a price, because you will. I have never seen an easier trade in my entire career, and I promise I'll retire, and that statement will still be true, because I think it was Morgan, but either way, the bid just said it's not getting passed. It was 10 million on the bid, it got filled, and they're like, nah, just put another 10. It was so crazy that anybody could have got that long and made money. I'm not saying it'll happen in Robinhood, but that's the kind of thing that if this thing gets really out of hand to the downside, some saving face and some big bids could step up at some point. And as day traders, you want to take advantage of it. If you're short, get out in front of it. If you have the ability to scalp trade, get in front of that long and take advantage of it. I'm not saying we're going to have to see it tomorrow, but keep an eye out for it. $30, maybe holding a 35 tomorrow. Things like that can make you a little bit of early, easy cash.
What's up? This is for you, Giancarlo. What's up? Thanks for all the bangs, and thank you for all the love here on the chat. I can't forget about the hydrated one. What up, Shakib? Thank you so much. We stay hydrated every single day. I saw your video of you shadowboxing. Crazy. Good job there. Yeah, big shout out to everybody. Sterling Silver, everybody that's on there. Thanks. Oh, favorite wing flavor for National Chicken Wing Day? I like, as long as there's some blue cheese, I like some blue cheese action on that. But for me, I don't know, man. Lemon pepper, maybe, is pretty nice. So that would be maybe where I'm going with that. But definitely, what's all your guys' favorite? Neil, what's your favorite? Brendan, what's your favorite?
That's the easiest one ever. Any place I go to, and if they have wings, I ask, what is the hottest wing that you have? If you got a crazy suicide wing, I'm trying it because I absolutely love it. I got to try it. I don't care. It could be like 50,000 on the Scoville scale or 500,000 on the Scoville scale. I'll try that bad boy.
Mr. Wiggins?
We're talking wings?
Yes, sir.
Barbecue or honey garlic? Wait for it.
At least you said you like it.
I'm hitting this. Sleepy time. Time to go to bed.
Brendan goes out on a limb and he just finds the most interesting wing of all time. Like, hey, you know what? No hate, man. I can't.
Yeah, no hate. We should have realized that one. Oh, you know what? Yeah, like a spice, like a mango habanero, something like that. I had that one time. That was nice.
What, Wild Wing?
Maybe it was Wild Wings. I can't remember where it was, but mango, like a mango jalapeno or habanero or something like that. Very, very nice. With only a minute to go, let's start talking a little bit about trading. But thanks for the question. This is why I think we have a lot of fun on this afternoon show. And I do want to give a big a shout out again to everybody for being here. Uber lows. I don't know. What else is moving here? AMD's moving around. Ford moving around.
I mean,
big shout out to PaySafe.
Robinhood and Nickel are the two ones I think to watch, like those big flushes here, just to see if they make a bit of a bottom. And then what happens in the aftermarket? Like, does this get dumped more into the lows of the aftermarket? That'd be pretty interesting to see. I want to see that 3350 because there won't be those institutional orders stepping up en masse at 4 o'clock, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, oh, it is, yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings there for that sauce there. I did switch out, we talked about this a little while ago in my larger account, my long-term account, which is extremely larger than my swing account. This was, we switched out of some JP Morgan and got into PaySafe at about 10.05. So a nice little run there, 10% on PaySafe and JP Morgan, still hovering, but I did get out at 146 or 147.8.
Oh, come on.
Like that. Well, 10 seconds to go, Miss V. Let's go. She's over there. There it is. Yeah. Okay, let's get ready. It wasn't a very aggressive opening, but 3, 2, and 1. Okay, a little bit better. I noticed Miss V is a little more excited when it's the closing bell because guess what? In 5 minutes, she gone. Brendan, how did we do?
Positive, guys. We wrapped it up with decent numbers here. Let's have a look at how things finished. Exactly the same. I just double checked, but exactly the same. S&P, the Dow, both 0.43. The NASDAQ about 0.2. Same story for Miss V is still ringing the bell. 0.34 for the TSX here in Toronto. Crude oil, I mentioned, positive.
Rob's pulling it up fast, or whoever's doing
What
that.
is happening?
I don't know why that kept dinging in the background there. Okay, thank you. That was strange. Okay, yeah, so let's just check back Nikola, first of all, guys. I mean, look at that move down into that close there. What a dramatic little dump. We talked about that, breaking that level right there, but we missed that 1260 because it's SSR. But there it is right there. We'll look for these every single day, guys. Like bigger companies with horrible news and just getting smoked. So that was a good opportunity there. Only 30 million. It could have done a lot more. Surprising that it didn't, but there goes Nikola. Look at that volume into that close, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike, as well. We love you, Jumpman. Oh, I'm wearing the Jumpmans today too. The Air Force Ones, actually, not the Jumpman. So I'm not going to show you. I always show that. Okay, DD's going to be your trade of the day. Why? Because it's a good one, and I think that it was a very, very mixed trade. So hear me today talk about why we were long, short, and then eventually short. So we can talk about that as well. But that's DD. Thank you to Maggie and to Lucas over there. What a great day on the boards. That was a lot of fun. And guys, it's National Chicken Wing Day. Hope you try some of those flavors if you haven't. And I mean, and guys, if you haven't, you know, if you're wondering like what to do for National Chicken Wing Day, I say you do like Brendan does and take a lot of risks with your flavors, right?
I mean, clearly.
Today's the day to take the risks with your flavors. If you're not going to do it now, you might as well do it at some point. Yeah, live life dangerously. I guess Amazon missed there. Is that what happened? Because look at the NASDAQ starting to puke.
That's the only thing I can think of.
A little bit. Let's see Amazon QuickTime here. Yes, there's Amazon. Wow, 3,600. Check the chart, guys.
It doesn't.
Yeah, 3,600 down to 3,440. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about this tomorrow, but there's Amazon. Guys, it's the trade of the day coming up soon. For Neil, for Valeria, and for Brendan, I'm Sean, and if we can get on that other shot, where is it? What shot are we on? There it is. Guys, we will see you tomorrow. Have a great evening. Let's hope Amazon bounces.
Guys, oh well.